For generations, history books have told us the same stories: Edison and the light bulb, Bell and the telephone, the Wright brothers and the airplane. But behind the scenes, hidden in the pages of forgotten patents, stood women whose ideas quietly shaped the modern world. They worked in kitchens, hospitals, salons, and tiny workshops, often without recognition, sometimes without pay, and always without the opportunities given to others. These were the black women whose inventions made daily life safer, cleaner, faster, and better. And today, we're bringing their names back into the light. Here are 13 remarkable black women inventors whose brilliance changed history, even if the world didn't always give them credit. 1. Dr. Patricia Bath, 1986, the laser for restoring sight. In 1986, Dr. Patricia Bath, an ophthalmologist and laser scientist, transformed eye care forever. She invented the Laserphaco Probe, a device that used a laser to remove cataracts, the clouding of the eye that can cause blindness. Before her invention, cataract surgery was slow and risky. Dr. Bath's method made it quicker, safer, and less painful. Her work restored the sight of people who had been blind for years. She became the first black woman doctor in the United States to receive a medical patent. Dr. Bath's brilliance went far beyond science. She also co-founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness, believing that sight is a basic human right. Her invention has since been used all over the world, giving millions the gift of vision. 2. Marie Van Brittan Brown, 1966, the home security system. Before video doorbells and motion sensors, there was Marie Van Brittan Brown. In 1966, in her Queens, New York apartment, she and her husband, Albert Brown, created the world's first home security system. As a nurse who often worked late shifts, Marie worried about her safety. So she designed a system using peepholes, a sliding camera, television monitors, and a microphone that let her speak to whoever was outside. She could see visitors without opening the door, a revolutionary idea for her time. Her patent, granted in 1969, became the foundation for modern CCTV technology. Every time someone checks their front door camera today, they're using an idea born in Marie's living room. 3. Sarah Boone, 1892, the modern ironing board. In the late 1800s, ironing clothes was an awkward chore. People used wooden tables or wide boards, making it almost impossible to press the narrow sleeves and curved seams of women's garments. In 1892, Sarah Boone, a dressmaker born in North Carolina, decided to improve it. Her curved, narrow ironing board made it easier to iron clothes smoothly on both sides. Her design could be folded and stored, a simple but genius change that made life easier for millions of households. Sarah Boone became one of the first black women in the United States to receive a patent. Her invention remains the foundation of the ironing board still used today. 4. Alice H. Parker, 1919, the natural gas heating system. Before central heating, people relied on coal and wood to stay warm. In 1919, Alice Parker, an inventor from New Jersey, came up with something revolutionary, a heating system powered by natural gas. Her design allowed warm air to circulate through ducts in a home, the earliest concept of modern central heating. It was cleaner, safer, and far more efficient than open fires. Even though her invention was never mass-produced, it became a key influence on later heating systems that power buildings around the world. Alice Parker's vision of comfort and safety reshaped how people survived winter, and how homes were designed forever. 5. Miriam E. Benjamin, 1888, the signal chair. Long before airplanes had call buttons for flight attendants, Miriam E. Benjamin was already thinking ahead. In 1888, she patented a gong and signal chair for hotels. When a guest pressed a small button on the chair's armrest, a signal light would glow, and a bell would ring to alert the waiter. This invention made service more efficient and reduced the need for constant attendance. Her idea inspired later signaling systems, including those now used on airplanes. Miriam Benjamin was the second black woman to receive a U.S. patent, a remarkable feat in an era when both her race and gender were barriers to recognition. 6. Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner, 1957–1987, Everyday Comforts. Mary Kenner was a quiet genius of convenience. Born in 1912, she held 5 U.S. patents, more than any other black woman inventor of her time. In 1957, she patented the sanitary belt, an early version of the modern sanitary pad. It prevented leaks during menstruation, a simple, vital improvement for women's hygiene. Sadly, racial prejudice kept companies from producing it for years. But Mary didn't stop. She went on to design toilet paper holders, wheelchair attachments, and a back washer and massager, each one aimed at making life a little easier and more dignified. Her creations showed that invention doesn't always mean machines or medicine, sometimes it's about everyday care. 7. Sarah E. Goode, 1885, the folding cabinet bed. In 1885, Sarah Goode, a furniture store owner in Chicago, noticed a problem. Most of her customers lived in small apartments and couldn't fit large pieces of furniture. So she designed a solution, a bed that could fold up into a cabinet. During the day, it looked like a desk with drawers for writing and storage. At night, it folded out into a bed. It was practical, space-saving, and ahead of its time. Sarah Goode became one of the first black women in America to receive a patent, paving the way for what we now call the Murphy bed. 8. Ellen Eglin, 1888, the clothes wringer. Laundry in the 1800s was grueling work. People scrubbed clothes by hand, wrung them dry, and hung them outside. Ellen Eglin, a government worker in Washington, D.C., decided there had to be a better way. She invented a clothes wringer, 2 wooden rollers that squeezed water out of wet clothes as you turned a crank. It saved time, effort, and energy, especially for women who washed clothes daily. Eglin's design was so effective that manufacturers rushed to adopt it. However, because of racial discrimination, she sold the rights to a white buyer, believing that her invention would never succeed if her race was known. Her name may have been hidden for decades, but her impact was not. 9. Marjorie Joyner, 1928, the permanent wave machine. By the 1920s, hairstyling was an art form, but a slow one. Black women often spent hours using one hot curling iron at a time. That changed when Marjorie Joyner, a Chicago businesswoman and cosmetology educator, invented the permanent wave machine in 1928. Her machine used multiple heated rods to curl several sections of hair at once. It made hairstyling faster and created curls that lasted for days. Joyner later patented a scalp protector, improving comfort during the process. Her invention transformed beauty salons and became a staple in the hair care industry. Marjorie Joyner's innovation helped define an era of self-expression, independence, and pride for black women everywhere. 10. Bessie Blount Griffin, 1951, feeding device for amputees. During and after World War II, thousands of soldiers returned home without limbs or mobility. Bessie Blount Griffin, a physical therapist and inventor, dedicated her life to helping them regain independence. In 1951, she created a portable feeding device that allowed amputees to feed themselves using a mouthpiece and a tube that delivered food at their own pace. It restored dignity and confidence to people who had lost their ability to perform simple daily tasks. When U.S. institutions showed little interest, Bessie donated her patent to France, where the device was adopted and appreciated. She went on to become the first black woman to work as a forensic scientist at Scotland Yard in London. Her life's work blended compassion with innovation, healing through invention. 11. Linda D. Newman, 1898, the modern hairbrush. Linda Newman, an African-American hairdresser, understood hair better than most. In 1898, she patented an improved hairbrush design with synthetic bristles strong enough for thicker hair textures. Her brush also had a detachable compartment to collect debris, an early version of self-cleaning brushes. It was more affordable, durable, and hygienic than brushes made with animal hair. Newman's design became a foundation for many modern brushes still used today. Her insight came from lived experience. She built something she needed and turned it into something the world could use. 12. Marie P. Daly, 1950s, the chemistry of the human heart. Not all inventors build machines, some decode the secrets of life itself. Dr. Marie Maynard Daly, born in 1921, was the first black woman in the United States to earn a Ph.D. in chemistry. Her research in the 1950s helped reveal how cholesterol and diet affect the human heart and arteries. She also studied the composition of cells and their role in genetics, forming part of the foundation for modern biochemistry and medicine. Dr. Daly's discoveries helped doctors understand heart disease, knowledge that continues to save lives today. 13. Valerie Thomas, 1980, the 3D illusion transmitter. When people watch 3D movies or virtual reality projections, they owe part of that experience to Valerie Thomas. In 1980, while working for NASA, she invented the illusion transmitter, a device that could project three-dimensional images using concave mirrors. Her technology laid groundwork for early 3D imaging and satellite applications. Valerie worked on projects that helped NASA visualize space data and paved the way for 3D displays used today in medicine and entertainment. Her story is proof that innovation has no boundaries, not of race, gender, or gravity. For centuries, these women worked in silence. They weren't invited into the laboratories, the boardrooms, or the patent offices where others built their legacies. Yet they kept inventing, out of necessity, out of curiosity, out of love for their people and their world. They made homes warmer, eyes clearer, streets safer, clothes neater, hair smoother, and lives more independent. Each invention was a quiet revolution, a reminder that genius is not limited by circumstance, and progress has never belonged to one race or one gender. So the next time you turn on your heater, adjust your mirror, or step out with confidence, remember them. Because these women didn't just create products. They created possibilities. And their legacy is still shaping the world, one brilliant idea at a time.